If aliens ever came to Earth, we thought they would speak first. We were wrong. It started with a ripple in the sky above the Pacific Ocean. Satellites detected a distortion, like space itself was folding inward. Then something emerged. A ship, massive, silent, blacker than space. Within minutes, more appeared across the planet. Over New York, over Tokyo, over Bucharest, over oceans and deserts alike. No signal, no language, no warning. Military forces responded instantly. Jets launched, missile systems locked on. The first strike was humanity's. It did nothing. Explosions vanished against invisible shields. Projectiles disintegrated before impact. Radar returned only emptiness. Then they attacked. A beam of white light fell from the sky, and an entire city disappeared. Not damaged, gone. In a single hour, the world understood something terrifying. This wasn't contact. It was extermination, and we were completely unprepared. But the invaders made one mistake. They left something behind. They thought we were primitive. That was their first miscalculation. Across the ruined landscapes of Earth, fragments of alien machinery littered the ground. Drones, armor, weapons, pieces of their ships. For weeks, humanity was too busy surviving to study them. Governments collapsed. Borders dissolved. Panic ruled. But something unexpected happened. The world stopped fighting itself. Scientists, engineers, coders, rivals for decades, were brought together under one emergency authority, the Terran Defense Coalition. Their mission was simple: understand the enemy, or die trying. The alien devices were beyond us at first. Their materials defied chemistry. Their power sources bent gravity itself. Months passed with failure after failure. But humans are stubborn and desperate. We discovered their shields manipulated space around them. Their weapons compressed energy into focused singularities. Their engines didn't burn fuel. They distorted gravity. For the first time in history, humanity wasn't racing against itself. We were racing extinction. And slowly, impossibly, we began to learn. And the moment we replicated their technology, the war changed. The day we fired our first alien-powered weapon, the invaders hesitated. It was crude, unstable, dangerous, but it worked. Using reverse-engineered graviton cores, human engineers built the first hybrid defense platform. When it activated, the alien shield around an attacking vessel flickered. Just for a second. That second was enough. The ship fell from the sky. For the first time since the invasion began, humanity destroyed one of theirs. Hope spread faster than fear ever had. Shipyards were constructed in orbit. Factories shifted entirely to military production. Soldiers trained in exosuits inspired by captured alien armor. Within 2 years, Earth was no longer a helpless world under siege. We were a fortress. The invaders still struck. Cities still burned. But we stopped losing ground. And then something even more unexpected happened. Their attack slowed, almost cautiously, as if they were studying us now, because the hunted had started to evolve. And 5 years after the sky first broke, we made a decision that would shock the galaxy. 5 years ago, we were prey. Today, we are the threat. Nations no longer existed as they once had. Flags were folded into history. Humanity stood under one banner, the Terran Defense Coalition. Above Earth, the first fully human war fleet powered up. Massive ships built from steel and alien alloy drifted in silent formation. Their engines hummed with the same physics the invaders once used against us. We had traced their energy signatures, studied their jump corridors, mapped the path they used to reach our world. And now, we were going to use it. In orbit, Commander Arya Santos stood on the bridge of Earth's first hybrid dreadnought. Her words were transmitted to every ship. "We are not seeking revenge," she said. "We are ensuring survival." The fleet aligned. Engines flared. Space itself twisted. And for the first time in history, humanity left its solar system, not as explorers, but as warriors. Next destination, their homeworld. You think space war is lasers and explosions? No, it smells like burning metal and blood. Arya Santos had imagined their homeworld would look monstrous. It didn't. From orbit, it was almost beautiful. Vast oceans, fractured continents, megacities glowing like neural circuits across the surface. Scans confirm industrial superclusters, her tactical officer said. Translation: shipyards, weapon factories, war infrastructure. The order was given. Drop pods launched. As Earth's fleet bombarded orbital defenses, Arya descended with the first wave. Gravity seized the pod. The hull screamed under atmospheric friction. Then impact. The doors blew open into chaos. The air was thick, metallic, toxic, vibrating with distant artillery. Alien defense platforms fired from the horizon. Terran Marines advanced in synchronized formation, graviton rifles tearing through armored exoshells. And then she saw it. Not machines, not drones. Civilians running. Smaller, frilier, unarmed. For 5 years, humanity had seen the enemy as an unstoppable force. Now they looked mortal. A Marine hesitated. An explosion erased the street. War smells like burning metal and blood. And now, it was their world that smelled like it. This is the part they don't show in recruitment speeches. The landing zone became a slaughter corridor within minutes. Alien infantry poured from subterranean transit shafts, tall, biomechanical armor fused to organic tissue. Their weapons didn't fire bullets. They disassembled matter. A Terran soldier beside Arya dissolved mid-scream, reduced particulate mist. She didn't flinch. She couldn't. Advance, she ordered. This wasn't a raid. It was an extermination of their capacity to wage war. But war doesn't stay contained. A collapsed structure revealed what looked like a residential complex. Inside, non-combatants. One of them met Arya's eyes. Fear. The same fear humans had felt 5 years ago. Her comms officer spoke quietly. Orbital strike ready. Coordinates locked. Those coordinates included the complex. The silence in her helmet lasted 3 seconds. 3 seconds that felt longer than the invasion of Earth. She gave the order. The sky turned white. There are no clean invasions. And the enemy had just realized we were capable of this. The moment they understood we wouldn't stop, they changed tactics. Intercepted transmissions flooded Terran systems. Structured signals. Strategic redeployment. They weren't panicking. They were adapting, just like humanity had. Massive war constructs rose from beneath the planet's crust. Continent-scale defense engines activating for the first time. This wasn't just their home. It was a fortress world. Arya's unit pushed toward a planetary energy nexus, the core that powered orbital shields. Casualties mounted. 30%, 40, 50. Every streak gained cost and blood. A young Marine, barely 20, asked over a private channel, "Commander, are we the good guys?" Arya didn't answer immediately. Through smoke and fire, she watched alien soldiers drag their wounded away, protecting their own, exactly like humans did. History decides that, she finally said. Survival decide the rest. 5 years ago, they came without warning. Now we were the warning. They finally spoke. Mid-battle, all frequencies went silent. Then a signal broke through. Structured mathematics layered with translation algorithms humanity had once stolen from them. A message, not a threat, not surrender. A proposal. Visual data accompanied it. Projections of extinction curves. Casualty modeling. Planetary destabilization if combat continued. Mutual annihilation within 18 months. Arya stood inside the shattered energy nexus, surrounded by wreckage and bodies, human and alien alike. Her fleet waited in orbit. One command could fracture the planet's core. One command could end the war permanently. The alien transmission repeated a single translated phrase. Cycle must end. 5 years ago, humanity had begged for mercy that never came. Now the galaxy waited for our answer. Arya opened a channel, and before she spoke, she remembered the smell of burning cities on Earth. War smells like burning metal and blood. The question is, who decides when it stops? Wars don't end with explosions. They end with decisions. The energy nexus was collapsing around her. Sparks rained from fractured conduits. Gravity fluctuated in violent pulses. Alien and human bodies lay scattered across the chamber, indistinguishable in death. Arya moved toward a shattered control terminal still flickering with residual power. The screen glitched. Lines of alien script cascaded down. She activated her translation overlay. Transmission logs, evacuation directives, strategic withdrawal coordinates. Her pulse slowed. These weren't reinforcements. They were colonial designations. Small, scattered, distant, not military outposts, civilian settlements. The architects were not a singular world. They had children elsewhere. Not many, not powerful, but alive. Her comms unit crackled. Commander Santos, Earth High Command said. No emotion, no hesitation. Authorized core detonation. Total species termination. End this. Total species termination. Arya stared at the logs again. If she reported this, Earth would hunt the colonies too. If she didn't, history would end here. War smells like burning metal and blood, but extinction smells like silence. No one prepares you for the weight of absolute power. The fleet waited in orbit. One command from her would shatter the planet's core and sterilize the system. 5 years of fear. 5 years of rage. Billions dead on Earth. High Command spoke again. Commander, confirmed termination. She looked around the chamber. Alien soldiers had died protecting this nexus, protecting their home, just like humans would. Her visor replayed archive footage from Earth, burning cities, collapsing towers, children running through smoke. This species had shown no mercy. But now, mercy was in her hands. Another flicker on the terminal. Colony coordinates blinking weakly. Tiny sparks of a civilization that might grow again, or might never threaten anyone. She realized something terrifying. No vote would follow. No council would review her decision. This moment would never be audited. The fate of an entire species rested on one woman standing in the ruins. There are no heroes here. Only consequences. This is where history splits. Arya opened a secure channel to High Command. Her voice was steady. Nexus integrity compromised. No off-world signatures detected. This is their last stronghold. A lie. Clean. Clinical. Final. She reached into the terminal's core memory and wiped the colonial archives. Then she removed her helmet. The air burned her lungs. She memorized the coordinates. Every digit. Every symbol. She would never record them. Never transmit them. She would carry them alone. Authorization granted. High Command replied. She pressed a command. From orbit, the Terran fleet unleashed synchronized fire into the planet's core. The ground trembled. The sky fractured. The world that invaded Earth began to tear itself apart. Arya closed her eyes. Where smells like burning metal and blood. Extinction smells like silence. Some gambles don't use bullets. Years later, statues would be built. Commander Arya Santos, the woman who ended the war. Humanity returned home victorious. Unified. Safe. No one ever knew about the colonies. Not High Command. Not the fleet. Not history. In a quiet military cemetery overlooking the ocean, her grave bears a simple inscription. She ensured our survival. No one knows she also ensured theirs. Somewhere, light years away, small colonies grow in silence. Perhaps they will remember the world that was destroyed. Perhaps they will remember the species that showed mercy. Or perhaps one day, the sky will break again, where smells like burning metal and blood. But the future smells like uncertainty.